It can be difficult to watch the news these days, but at the same time, it draws us in to the next devastating or heartbreaking or fear-engendering story. And it's easy to be overwhelmed by what are the seemingly insurmountable problems of our world. And then we add in our own issues and challenges. The problems and the personal challenges are real, and we don't want to ignore them. But instead, how can we respond in a life-giving way? In this season of fasting and feasting, let's look for that which sustains us, that which allows us to take a deeper breath, to feel a lighter load, to push back on the darkness, to gain clarity, and to see what the next step might be. So what is it that sustains you? Several years ago, I felt called to walk the Camino de Santiago, which is a medieval pilgrimage route across Spain. It was definitely a challenge, seemed overwhelming, and out of reach for this over 60, out of shape woman walking 500 miles alone across a country whose language she did not speak. The idea was intimidating, and throughout the journey, there were periods of doubt and feeling overwhelmed. So what kept me going? What was it that sustained me on the journey? A few weeks ago, we talked about feasting on gratitude and trust, and both of those were very important on the walk. Today, I want to lift up the elements of connections and openness, community, and life-affirming relationships with people who cared, supported, believed in me were key. This community included you here at South Hills and fellow pilgrims. Knowing that the congregation commissioned me and was praying for me helped to lift my spirits on some difficult days. Along the way, other travelers offered gestures of generosity, friendship, sometimes just a smile or a word of encouragement. And these connections, both here at home and on the way, help to push back the fears and concerns about whether or not I could actually complete the walk. The other key element was connection with God, was prayer, wrapping up the whole endeavor, surrounding it with prayer. And then on the way, opening space for God and time to spend with God, sharing my doubts, my fears, and yes, my complaints, but also joy and gratitude and the beauty of the countryside. So with both the connection with the community and the divine, then being open to the encounters, to the unexpected that could occur, with the gifts and opportunities that arose, I think, in response to some of that prayer. So what is it that sustains you in the face of problems which feel overwhelming? The invitation this week is to fast from worrying about or feeling the burden of those problems, and instead to be attentive to that which can sustain you, to be open to connections, to moments of surprise, a spark of beauty, an encouraging word, or new perspectives. Feast on these, and in the process, share the feast. We all need it.